Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at sidechaining your delay bus with your vocals.
Okay, so welcome back. We're going to do a little bit of a mess with vocal delay and whether it's a good idea to put it on the track directly or whether it's a good idea to have a separate bus. You decide, really. Small caveat, both will work, depends on the circumstance. So if you watched my last video, that was on just sidechaining a reverb bus and how it just made so much more clarity for a vocal in a mix. So it's pretty much the same process today, but with delay. And I just want to show you how it's slightly different, things to listen out for, and you'll hear the difference again. And then there's a couple of bits that I didn't mention on the last one that I'll just quickly go over, and then just a case of putting it in context to so you can hear the difference. So let's get straight into it. So I'm going to turn the reverb off. We're not bothered about reverb today. I'm going to put that one out the way. We'll get to that in a bit. So I'll tell you what I can do. Let's get the sample delay that I've created and put it on here. And we're going to do about 30% on both sides. Same as the last video, I'm using exactly the same setting whether I put the delay on the channel or whether I put it on the bus. The only difference being if I put it directly on the channel, I'm only going to have about 30%, and that's just so that I still get some of the dry signal and a bit of the affected signal. When it's on the bus here, it will be 100% wet because we've already got the dry signal in the original vocal channel anyway. So let's go back and just listen to our vocal and remember what it sounds like on its own, nothing going on.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
Nice. So then we created a vocal reverb bus that was sidechained. Let's listen to that.
So what? Made up my mind, baby.
Helps if we have the reverb on it, doesn't it? 2 ticks. There it is. 100% wet. Take that out.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
There we go, nice. So today we're going to be messing with delays. Now I've gone for stereo delay. It's just an 8th note dotted. So let's listen to that on its own with the vocal take. None of the reverb stuff. This is just the delay.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no, I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
Now I've purposely picked quite a crazy delay, and I mean that's all over the shop. If you've got headphones on, it's like ping-ponging left to right. So you can tell already, just at 30% there, that's quite wild. Like, I forgot to listen to what the vocalist was saying in the middle because I was too busy going, what's going on?
So what? Made up my mind.
It's really distracting. Some people would argue, yeah, I could just turn the delay down a little bit. I mean, let's try that. If I turn that down by, I don't know, 12 dB.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
I mean, it's still quite... Oh, wait, hang on. That's not on that channel, is it? My bad. I mean, yeah, we could turn the mix down then on that, I guess. But it just needs some control, doesn't it? It just needs a little bit more control. So what I would say is if we turn that off, I've made another bus called bus 26 here. It's got the delay on it. Let's go have a little look. If I put the two delays next to each other, you'll see the difference. So exactly the same settings. All it is that on here, the output mix is 30%. Here is 100%. And that's because we've already got the dry signal there. So, I mean, before we've done any of the compression stuff, let's just prove that it sounds the same.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
Okay, let's try turning that down by 12. See what we get.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
See, that's nice. That's what some people might do if they don't want a sidechain. Cool. But if you're working in some genres like drum and bass and dubstep, you need these big anthemic feeling reverbs and delays. This is a control technique. Give it a go. So let's whack that back up to 0. One thing that I didn't cover on the last video is when I'm sending these to the bus channel, you get the option of how much. So I will admit on this one, I've done -16. So it's going through to the bus at -16. And on the reverb on the last video, I did it at -12, the reverb, just in case you were trying to set it up exactly the same and you were like putting it to 0 and you're like, well, this is a bit wild. Yeah, I was using -12. So let's now stick the compressor on. The compressor is exactly the same settings as the reverb. I'm not kidding you. I just copied and pasted it because the input, the trigger, is the same. That's the vocal take. Yep. And then the settings are exactly the same. So I've not even checked whether I'm getting the same amount of reduction, but I mean, let's find out.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie.
Yep, get about 10, 11 dB again.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb.
So I really like this. It's quite clear to see what it's doing with delay because it's so wild that let's have a look around this fourth bar. When she stops singing, you'll hear it all just suddenly come back in. And I'll get the compressor up so you can see graphically what's happening as well. 2 seconds. Make that a bit bigger. So we're listening out for the fourth bar.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no I'm...
So you get to me, and then it disappears again when she starts singing again. That is essentially what the sidechain's doing. It's just pushing it all down, going, shut up, delays, and then when she's not singing, she's like, okay, you can come out for a bit. So a lot of these plugins are just like gate plugins, but with lots of different ways of controlling the gate. So let's have a listen to, this will be interesting, if we turn both the buses off, and interesting one, some people would want to put the delay into the reverb or the reverb into the delay. It's a personal preference thing that I prefer doing delay into reverb. Why? Because delay is it all comes down to the initial sound and the first reflection time. If there's a certain amount of gap, it's delay because it sounds like two separate things. If the gap is within a certain millisecond, it can sound like the same thing but in a bigger space. So I like to get the artificial thing, the delay, like and then put that and the original vocal in a space. It makes more sense rather than to take a space and then delay that multiple times. Another video, but let's listen, if we hadn't done any of this sidechaining stuff, what it would sound like if we did the delay and the reverb just straight on the vocal channel.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
I mean, it sounds cool, but it also sounds like she's falling down a futuristic well. So now with the sidechain versions.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
Cool. So much clearer, so much more controlled, and I think, yeah, I quite like that. I will say there's a big thing about how much of it you're sending to the bus. If we were to send both of these at 0 through to the bus, then it might still sound a bit crazy. So really take time to consider how much of the drive signal you're sending to this reverb bus or this delay bus, because that will have a big impact. It's not just about the settings on the plugins on the bus channels. So one last thing. You've now cut out all this space in your mix. There's not all this muddiness and wishy-washy reverbs and delays bumping into each other. You've got the main vocal still right here in your head, and all the delays and the reverbs are washing around behind, but it sounds nice. One thing that people might like to do is to just put a small plate reverb, and all that does is just take the main vocal and just push it back slightly, so that she's not singing on the tip of your nose, she's just singing a little bit further back, and it feels more like she's in front of you singing. So I've gone for here just preset, literal preset, just loaded up the Space Designer and gone into small spaces, plate reverbs, bright vocals. I mean, it kind of jumped out at me. The wet set to minus 30 dB, so it's subtle, but what I'll do, I'll just show you like a mixture of it all together. So dry vocal.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
Okay, with the plate reverb.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
So, I mean, you might need headphones on for that, but it just sounds like she's singing in a small room like this room around here. Now, if I play the delay and the reverb, and then I'm going to bring in that plate reverb, and you'll just feel her go from here to just step back just a little bit. I could maybe exaggerate it a bit, but let's see how we go.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me.
Okay, with the plate.
I'm not dumb, no I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
It just feels like you've got this bed of reverb and delays, and you've just kind of set her back and just kind of molded her into it a little bit, rather than them being two separate things still. So I wasn't planning on doing that in this video, but I just thought, you know, it just adds that little bit extra gel for it all before using glue compression and stuff. But then I thought, well, let's listen to it in the context of something else. So just a little bit of bass and some piano chords that are randomly cut up. So let's listen to it all together.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no, I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
Got some high contrast vibes going on with that one, but I like it. But yeah, you can tell that it just helps get this female vocal to sound light and airy, just above quite a subby bass and some like anthemic piano chords. But it just helps it cut through but still sound big and airy and light. So one more time.
So what? Made up my mind, baby, don't lie to me. I'm not dumb, no, I'm not blind, baby, don't lie to me.
So yeah, I really think it works, but give it a go. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and give us a like and follow and subscribe and all that below. Cheers.